All right, guys, I made a mistake. I left something out. I was supposed to talk about the weight breakdown from my composition testing, but I have it here in front of me. I could not leave you guys hanging again. All right, so let's just get right into it real quick. We'll do this. This doesn't need to be an extremely long video. Body composition assessment. You guys see that? Okay, scale weight. This is where I stepped on the scale at the UFCPI. I was 171 pounds. That is 77.6 kilos. So this in comparison to the weight class of 135 pounds was 126.7%. So 26.7% over the weight class limit, which is crazy. So you can see the red zone where it's circled in red. Yeah, that's where my weight is for this weight class, for bantamweight. Now you see my fat-free mass, 147.57 pounds. Now, fat-free mass is theoretically, if I had no fat on my body whatsoever, just my organs, my bones, my muscles, that's it, fat-free mass, 147 pounds. So can you guys comprehend the mental discipline that you have to get down to 135 pounds when physically I shouldn't even be able to get to that weight class? So again, when people were trying to give me shit and shit on me for not wanting to make a quick turnaround to come back to fight O'Malley, and this is not about him, it's just about in general. This is why it takes me so long to make these turnarounds. And guys, again, those were 5-round fights that I was training for. So 3-round fights versus 5-round fights, and then a massive weight cut, and then trying to get proper training partners. There's a lot that goes into it. So people don't just come in and just think like, hey, you just show up and fight. It doesn't quite work like that. You need to do the proper work, especially for me, to get down to 135. I know people are going to say, well, why are you being a weight bully? I was done with the weight class. I already knew years ago in 2019, I've said this a couple of times, was when I first noticed a significant weight gain after making 135 pounds. I shot up into, I think, the high 70s. I think this was before I ever saw myself break 180, before I actually saw it on the scale. I was easily high 70s, and I was like, oh, that's not normal. And then from there, each fight I gradually got bigger after I made every single drastic weight cut to 135. But again, even back then, I was super lean. So for me to get down to the 135 for as long as I did, I think deserves some credit in itself, because it's not easy to do that. People think, oh, you're being a weight bully. Like, I'm not a big guy. I might be really strong, but I lose all those advantages when I cut my body severely down to that weight class. So I just hope people will put that in perspective. There is no real weight bully thing. Like, yeah, you might be bigger in terms of your height and your frame, but I wasn't really that guy. I was 5'7". I mean, most of the guys at bantamweights are probably about average 5'5", but now we're starting to see these bigger guys come down, like Peyton Tamba, that really tall kid, Brazilian kid, Vinicius. You got Sean O'Malley, of course. Guys are starting to get taller for this weight class. There are a lot of big people in height. They might not be the biggest in weight, but they're still going to have a hard time getting down because their fat-free mass won't be much different from mine, where physically they shouldn't be getting down that low. I would be interested to know what O'Malley's is. That kid Vinicius, the Brazilian guy who just fought not too long ago, a couple months ago, against the Albanian kid. And just to kind of get an idea of what they kind of deal with when they make that weight cut down to 135. And as you can see, my fat mass here is 13.7%, and that's me at 171 pounds, coming off a vacation when I took this test. Meaning I've been drinking, eating like crap, eating burgers, mac and cheese, everything, not worried about my diet whatsoever, not training at all. And this was on the lighter side because I knew I was about to get tested, so I was like, maybe I should chill out for a day. So I would have been even heavier come this test time. So when I put this into perspective, it really made me realize that I wasn't just feeling this internally and tricking myself like, no, you're a bantamweight, you're a bantamweight. I always felt that for a couple years now. And then I did realize, like, okay, maybe it's time for me to make the switch after the O'Malley fight. For sure, I would have liked to have gone out with a win, like meaning get a proper time to train and do one more title fight at 35 and then be done with it. That's why I asked Dana for the 145 shot at Volkanovski, and he said if I had beaten O'Malley, he would have given me a shot to get to go up there to 145. And I really do think, like, back then, that version of myself, obviously the one that fought Sean wasn't the best version of me, but I'm saying back then, I think I was skilled enough, and I think I still am skilled enough to compete with a guy like Volkanovski today, just based on the size. I think I have the size to compete with him. I think I have the strength to compete with him, and I think I have the skill set to compete with him. And now I think people are going to start to see the difference where I'm not depleting my body and losing all that energy and all my stuff that gives me my physical gifts while I'm in the training room that I'm losing on fight night. Good thing when it comes to taking it back, I can get to the back and I can maintain the position. But after that, it's very taxing. I can't really do those things for such a long period of time after making 135 pounds. But now at 45, it's a little bit different. I got a little bit more life. I feel way better, and I'm excited to show the world what I can do here. We got a glimpse of it at UFC 300 and onwards and upwards. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little breakdown. Take a look at the stats. Jake, make sure you put it over the screen for them to see. I'm not really trying to hide any secrets, but you can see the body mass percentage, pre-camp. You can see how I need to limit my protein intake to promote protein wasting / net breakdown of muscle to get down to that weight class. And I don't ever want to do that again. I'm over it. I already feel like I'm getting too big for 145. Who knows? You guys might actually see me at 155 before I hang it up, just to say I competed in 3 different weight classes in the UFC, which would be pretty nuts. But all right, guys, thank you for sticking through that. I'll see you guys soon. Now, I'm going to go eat. Peace.